Harry caught red-handed on cheating to trebled valuation of startup company to get dirty money. Prince Harry has caused the value of a mental health startup company to treble in the 8 months after he was hired, despite the fact the Duke's job title gives little away about his duties, a royal commentator has claimed. The Duke of Sussex, 37, stepped back from royal duties last year to pursue a financially independent life in the US. Harry, along with his wife Meghan, moved to Montecito where they live with their 2 children, 2-year-old Archie and 6-month-old Lilibet. As the couple are no longer working royals, Harry and Meghan are free to make their own income. After departing the firm, the Duke and Duchess signed multi-million-dollar contracts with streaming giants Netflix and Spotify. In addition to these projects undertaken through the commercial divisions of their ArchieHarrison Foundation, the couple became impact partners and investors at sustainable investing firm Ethic. BetterUp, a mental health startup started in 2013, also hired Prince Harry earlier this year. The San Francisco-based startup offers professional and personal coaching through its mobile app. The Duke of Sussex was hired to be the company's chief impact officer in March. In a recent interview, he spoke more about his job. Harry also discussed how people quitting jobs to focus on their mental health was exacerbated by the pandemic, but also a prominent issue in years before. He said those resigning to prioritize their well-being should be treated with respect. Royal commentator Jonathan Sacerdoti claims the Duke is in a more fortunate position than some members of the public. He told, "Of course it's good if people can leave a job that makes them unhappy or mentally ill, and step into a new more rewarding position elsewhere. But the reality of the pandemic has not necessarily been about that for most regular people, many of whom have lost their livelihoods because of the lockdowns and broader economic upheaval associated with COVID." Mr. Sacerdoti, who is a regular contributor to The Spectator, added, "I think many people might find it easy to walk away from their job and get a new, better-paid one where nobody really knows what they do if they too could ensure the new company they work for could treble its valuation thanks to the publicity they'd bring with them, as seems to have happened with BetterUp when they hired Harry." Jonathan claimed nobody really knows what the Duke does for the company, but an insight into Harry's job role was provided in an interview with the American business magazine Fast Company recently. However, no specific mentions were made about what the prince explicitly does on a day-to-day basis. In a foreword, the magazine explains Harry's role spans product strategy, philanthropy, and public advocacy related to mental health. BetterUp co-founder and CEO Alexei Robico added, "Part of his role is using his voice, experience, and background for advocacy and leadership around mental health." Meghan Markle and Prince Harry may not receive the full £18 million from their contract with Spotify, a media lawyer has claimed. The streaming platform announced last year that it would host a full-scale launch from the couple throughout 2021, but they have only produced one 35-minute podcast episode. Speaking about the deal, media lawyer Ian Penman, who specializes in music streaming contracts, speculated that the podcasts are likely to have been less popular than Spotify and the royal couple expected. He said, "It would not be an unfair assumption that perhaps their popularity was not as great as maybe they or indeed Spotify initially felt. I think you could draw a conclusion that if Spotify hadn't exercised the option on the next episode of the podcast, then maybe they did not have the popularity that either Meghan and Harry expected or indeed Spotify anticipated." Harry and Meghan began looking for commercial deals after they were cut off by the prince's family following their decision to break away from all royal duties. The pair now live in an £11 million mansion in Montecito, California.